Ooh. Have a nice plague. Have a nice plague. Yeah, I should have said that during COVID. Have a nice plague. Everybody loves a good plague every now and then. Ooh. I'm gonna get those fire fruit hill right here. Yeah, we're back. Yeah, dinner was a knockout smash. I think it's, I think it's because the chicken was. I mean, we had fresh oil, but the chicken was like very thin, so it was easy to bread it. So that's why. Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Did they escape? They escaped my dragnet, huh? Shit, dude. Eyeballs dropping. Eyeballs dropping. Eyeballs dropping down. Eyeballs dropping. Eyeballs dropping. Eyeballs dropping down. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Is this where the enemy fortress is located? In the forest. Yeah, I found that Hyrule herb zone over here. on that Herb Zone Dome. May Village Ruins. Walk this shit down. Better get ready to dome. Time to get it down. I can see the lights, bright through the night. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Get on my beam cycle, ride into the night. Ooh, ooh. All right, I thought this craft would help me get to the star fragments a little bit zippier. And I do believe that my hypothesis was correct in this particular instance. Oh. What? No, I mean, like, I mean, oh, you're welcome.
Is she okay? She wanted up.
Yeah, I think she was growling at me to get up.
You're not supposed to cry.
Huh?
You put her up there. She's not supposed to cry or anything.
Uh,
No crying. No
yeah.
crying. I know. I know. You happy on the bed now? Yes, you are. You're happy. I just don't want her falling off again.
Oh, yeah. I don't think she will. Ah. Yeah. Ah. Oh. Ah. Mm. Harsh, bro. Down in the depths. Completing all my reps. No, the YouTube tried to give me a community guidelines warning for a video I titled like terrorists are dead and are dying, and then they said that's a community guidelines warning because they said it was hate speech against protected groups, and I said, well, terrorists are not part of terrorists are not protected groups. So we'll see how this one goes. Usually, I don't win all of these, but if they're ridiculous ones, then you know. If they're super ridiculous, like I think this one's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, but I expect censorship to get a lot worse before it gets any better, because that's the tendency of tyranny, whether that be from big government or big tech or whatever. But from big tech definitely is tyrannical behavior. Ooh, ooh. What? Yeah. So, I mean, I would expect Google Alphabet and not maybe Twitter X, but Google Alphabet has been famously censoring stuff that's not that is not anti-Trump. That's they've been censoring and shadow banning channels that support Trump or the Republican Party that do not glorify the Democrat Party. So, because they want the Democrats to win, but the Democrats are not, I repeat, not going to win the midterm elections. Trump will get a lot of gas from Iran and Venezuela, and he'll bring the gas prices down to, $1 a gallon, like 1996 or some shit. And then the Democrats are not coming back to power. Bam. Because that'll make everything else cheaper. Typically, midterm elections are won by the party not in power, but I don't think this time they're going to do it. So Twitter X doesn't censor really, except for, I guess what Elon Musk is sensitive about the trans issue because one of his kids transitioned. Yes. So Google Alphabet, YouTube might have had not just algorithms trying to flag shit, but I'm sure there's like they hire libtards with blue hair out in California and foreigners, and they try to bust Native American citizens. I'm sure there's like green-haired libtards that are searching for shit, watching YouTube videos all day. I guess the blue-haired people that work for Google Alphabet, I bet they on their YouTube content surfing, looking for community guidelines or strikes or whatever. But yeah, I think they're looking for red hats, Trump supporters and MAGA, and yeah. My boy. Like the U.S. Constitution, it protects free speech, and so I mean, wait until the U.S. government enforces that online. I mean, what the fuck is Google Alphabet Corporation going to do then? Wait until the Constitution is applied to the internet and social media. So it's not going to be fun for Google Alphabet YouTube because the only thing that's more powerful than private big tech is big government. And so maybe Google Alphabet Corporation is developing AI systems, and they're really cozy with the government right now, but it may not always be that way with every administration. So and like there is constitutional rights, and there's also there are not a leftist bill of rights. There's no law saying that people have to love Islam or people have to love Muslims or people, there's no law that white people should be thrilled about black people or stuff like that. There's no law that says people should love the Chinese Communist Party. So there's just no such thing, and never will be. I'm gonna water the plants, the bushes tomorrow. It's gonna be a 10-day dry spell, and Yeah. Okay. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Sazara. Gotta hurry. Oh, shit. Shit. Oh. Oh. Ooh. Huh? Uh, they tried to bust me for the N word. What? Oh god, that is so fucking lame. That is so lame. Like black people have songs saying the N word with hard R, like constantly, and then I say with not the hard R, and they want to give me a community guideline strike. What a bunch of horseshit. I thought it was going to be better than that. That is so fucking lame. Oh, okay. They appealed. Okay, the appeal was granted. Okay, so they took off the community guidelines because it was lame. They realized it was lame. Okay, it was lame. I'm not gonna say what I said. It was N word, but not. But it was like in a joke. So it was like okay. The appeal was granted. Yeah, because it was not even like. Yeah, I knew they were gonna for some reason, I just knew that was going to be a bullshit one. I feel like it's like I really do feel like the YouTube Google Alphabet Corporation is like harassing MAGA people. I can't really prove it, but I kind of have like a sneaking suspicion that they are doing that. That there's like a green-haired transsexual sitting at the keyboard looking for Donald Trump voters or something. You know what I mean? I can't prove it because I don't work at Google Alphabet, so I don't work for that corporation. But I'm saying, I haven't been in there to see who works there, but I don't even know if there's like Chinese communist spies inside Google Alphabet or spies from other adversary nations. So yeah, people, they're getting too uptight about N-word, and they're getting too uptight about ape and monkey jokes and stuff like that, and gorillas and all that, and Planet of the Apes. People are getting way too out of shape about that stuff. Because sometimes they're not even like, they're not, racist. Like, I hate these kind of people. A lot of times they're just jokes and playing around. And so a lot of people aren't, there can't be a double standard when it comes to comedy. I mean, you can't have, just black people are allowed to say Nigger, and then white people aren't allowed to say it, So that's just not going to happen. So you're not going to have a situation where a black person can do an entire album of N-word, and then a white person says it once and all hell breaks loose or something. I don't fucking think so. No, if I was the president, I was in the monopoly busting. What I would do is if I was in monopoly busting, the first place I would go is I would make YouTube independent company again, free of Google Alphabet. That's exactly what I'd do first. I'd break up the company, and I'd make YouTube independent like Twitter X. Yep, I would. If I was that powerful, that's exactly what I would do. YouTube would stay the same, and then it would just be a lot freer. It wouldn't be so Orwellian by this monster, power-hungry big tech company. So what's going to be? There's going to be a lot of interesting 2026 midterm elections, but that clown circus in California is going to be epic for that gubernatorial race. with those 10 candidates. That's going to be wild, 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 wild. And so there's 8 Democrats and two Republicans running. So that'll be very interesting. So the Republicans are running so they can try to flip California, back to Republican, which is a Herculean task because California has been lost and for years and years. I guess American Psycho is going to try to run for president. He'll probably get a lot of foreign Chinese communist money because he kisses the boot heels of Xi Jinping and rolls out the red carpet. So since he's a bootlicker of the Chinese Communist Party, I mean, basically, it kind of, when the Chinese Communist Party visited California and Newsom was waiting for him, you could see that he bowed down, like he got on his knees, like Darth Vader to the Emperor Palpatine, and so it's very similar to that. It was like Emperor Palpatine arriving with his Starlander, and Darth Vader's waiting on his knees for him. That's exactly what it seemed like the arrival of Xi Jinping to California was like. And American Psycho Gavin Newsom, the American Psycho Wall Street used car salesman, the cheap used car salesman with the 1980s Gordon Gekko hair, the Patrick Bateman slick back 1980s hair. I don't think that it's your girl Benny. So is there like a fat transsexual with like that's pissed at straight people, and she has like rainbow hair like out in California, and she has a nose ring and shit. She's got tattoos all over her body, and she's sifting through the YouTube videos, looking at hours and hours, and just looking for the N word, so she can strike a community. Or is that the algorithm that they use? They have like an N word robot. they have an N word robot. It's algorithm. I must find N word. Looking for N word. Sift through YouTube videos. I think I found an N word, but it wasn't hard R. But since it was with AS, we'll try that. We must stop these Republicans and Trumpers. Wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah. Yeah, I saw the robot in Cupertino, California, that went crazy. It was really a funny video because the robot was like throwing the plates and shit, like breaking the straws on the table, and like the Asian, what was it, like a Chinese fast food restaurant, and it was funny because these like Chinese girls, these Chinese women were trying to get the robot away from the table, and it kept trying to dance and shit. It was, oh god, it was hilarious. Yeah, it is. It is the 40th anniversary of Short Circuit. Speaking of robots, huh? Short Circuit, 19. Is that later, or was that in March? Oh, okay. It's a May. It was more like supposed to be a one of those summer blockbuster kind of deals. Spring, summer. make some money all summer long kind of deal. Yeah. The guy Fisher Stevens always gets crap for brown face. Ben Japatua. He plays the Indian guy. He's like he's a white guy that they put, like a brown face brown face, and he does this like Indian accent that's so funny. He's like, "So what do we do? Oh, thank you. Come again." That's like like you can tell it's a white guy, but it's so funny. They put brown face on him and stuff, and he starts doing this stupid India accent. It is like so funny. It's almost I almost feel like Short Circuit is like the original Big Bang Theory. Is it especially the second one reminds me of Big Bang Theory, even though the guys are like older. Because he's like, oh no, I don't know how to get a woman. How am I going to get laid? Oh no, will I ever get nookie? It's like, yeah, maybe when I was a kid, I was like thinking about Short Circuit 2. I was like, this is so silly. Like I can tell that guy's white pretending to be Indian. This is so retarded. But I guess that's kind of the appeal of it. That's what makes it funny. Yeah, I mean, Short Circuit 2 is kind of saved because Michael McKean's in it, and it's actually not bad. It's not bad for like a sequel. I mean, it's not great, but it's not so bad that's like unwatchable. I think that's because this is a Spinal Tap. Michael McKean's in it. Yeah, man, Michael McKean is just such a great actor. He can just like he sometimes he can turn like a piece of shit into like he could turn kind of a piece of crap into something kind of all right. A lot of times he's got that ability sometimes. Actually, I didn't know Michael McKean from Short Circuit 2 or uh, This is a Spinal Tap. I knew him from they had this HBO series in the 90s, and it was called Dream On, and it had Brian Benben and it had Michael McKean as his Australian boss, and and it's like the whole thing is about how adult life sucks and stuff, and it's about like you know it's about this kid who grew up without his parents. He just grew up like watching TV, and so that's how he thought his adult life was going to be like some Hollywood thing. And then he grew up, and then he was like in the doldrums of like adult life. So it's like a raunchy adult comedy that's pretty funny sometimes. And what does he have an ex-wife in this thing too? Yeah, maybe he has an ex-wife and he's trying to play the field for women, and he goes on many sexual and other adventures. Um, yeah, I thought it was a pretty good like quirky 1990s comedy. I think it was like Seinfeld before Seinfeld is what I would call it. Yeah, maybe Dream On was the original show about nothing because it's kind of about nothing. Yeah, I still remember that music from Dream On. It's like na 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 do 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 do. Brian Bin. Wow, it's still got a high rating. 94% people like this show, and wow, 73% just watch, 80% TV Guide, IMDb almost 8 out of 10. That's pretty high. So, oh yeah, he has a son too, right? Yeah, I haven't watched this since the 90s. Number season 6. Yeah. Ah, what have I done to the map? Okay. Yeah, we got to give Tula her pills at 10 o'clock, and then at 10 in the morning. So back to Hateno Dawn. Yeah, I mean it came on before Seinfeld. When did Seinfeld come out? Did it come around the same time? Oh no. Oh, Seinfeld was a lot earlier, huh? May 14th, July 5th, 1989. Oh my gosh, it started that early. Yeah. Oh wow, July 5th, 1989. That's crazy. So it went exactly 10 seasons. Whoa. Okay, well, I guess Dream On was after Seinfeld. So there you go. My bad. Oh, but Dream On, since it was on cable, it could be raunchier and have more sex scenes and have more cuss words and have more adult situations because, um, it was on a cable network. So the funniest, you know, most of my childhood watching Star Trek: The Next Generation and early tweens and teens, and this funny crossover episode on Dream On. It's so funny. It's like Gates McFadden, the hot redhead chick. She plays this widower, and like I always remember this episode thinking it was so funny. It was like Marty Tupper, played by Brian Bin. He's always trying to, after he got divorced, trying to hook up with hot chicks all the time and find a new girlfriend or wife or whatever. And so the funny part is like Gates McFadden is like really rich, Dr. Beverly Crusher from Star Trek: The Next Generation, and like her husband just died and she's a widower. And the funny thing about this is like every time they fuck, like she's looking at a picture of her, looking at a painting of her husband or a picture of her husband, and it's like so funny to me. Do you get to see Gates McFadden's goodies? I don't know if they covered her up. So even though it was a rated R show, I don't know if they showed her boobies or butt cheeks or anything. Yeah, because you can do a sex scene without showing any nudity, just by having like fake sex, pretend, where people just go oh, and just act like they're screwing. It's time to get some iced tea, I think. Yeah. Iced tea. Boom, 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 boom. Iced tea. Boom, 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 boom. The Queen members may pass on, but their music shall live for eternity. I hope. Yeah, I hope it's like the year like 10,000 one day, and people are still jamming Queen. I hope that's something that's happened. I hope like in the year 2000, in the year 10,000, people are still. Oh, let's see eye to eye. Oh, do till I die. The seven seas the rye. I hope people are playing like the great fucking shit. Still jamming Fat Bottom Girls, still jamming Bohemian Rhapsody, still jamming Sweet Lady and every. I hope it's fucking it's rock and roll, and the message is do it like the Pink Fairies. Yeah, that's the song. If I play "Do It" by Pink Fairies, people are like they get hyped. It's like do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. What is that? It's like Pink Fairies do it. That's kind of like proto punk, like original punk. All right. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was really sick a few nights ago, and I wasn't drinking, I wasn't smoking, I wasn't doing any of that, but I felt like my allergies were out of control, and I felt like just I was just like sniffling and sniffling, and I didn't feel so great. But yeah, I'm not saying alcohol is medicine, but after like some beers and you know a few drinks and stuff, like I felt great waking up today. I'm not saying alcohol is medicine, that it cures the common cold, or it cures. It's not. It's toxic. It's poison. That's why they call it toxicology. You know. I love when the news give lectures about. I love when the news gives lectures about drinking. And they're like, "Don't drink and drive." I know it sounds cliche. Okay, here we go. Ah, there we are. Okay, make sure we have our bow, and then do we have anything? Oh, we don't have anything multifaceted. Oh, well, then we use a powerful bow. Call the Pokies. Yeah, I know Bruce Willis turned 71. Yeah. He has dementia that's pretty advanced. So he has the aphasia. Yeah, everybody was kind of wondering what was up with Bruce Willis. I really think that he was getting played by the Hollywood industry, because in the last few years I kept seeing these movies that were like exploitative, where they would put Bruce Willis on a cover, and then like you would start watching the movie and you realize he's barely in it, and like something's wrong. And then when he did show up, it just seemed like he didn't give a shit. And so it was very strange. Yeah, I do think that the Hollywood industry, maybe his family wasn't abusing him, but I'm thinking that the I'm thinking people in Hollywood were abusing him, sadly, in his last whatever 5 years, or maybe even up to 10 years. I don't know how long he's had that disease. And audiences were kind of just thinking, does this guy not give a shit anymore? Like he just doesn't seem to at all. And so, but now we know what went down. He was getting dementia, and maybe some people didn't know it. Maybe some people did, but they exploited him anyway. And sadly, Yeah. I guess the issue for the Democrats is if they promise all this doom and gloom and crazy oil prices and crazy inflation before the 2026 midterm elections, then what if the Democrats, if the doom does not happen, then they're screwed. That means everything they said was a lie. And so I guess they'll try to sweep it, they'll try to pivot and focus on another hoax, on another lie. But I think a lot of voters paying attention are going to remember if the leftist and the Drudge Report, NBC, ABC, CBS, MS Now, and CNN, if they promise doom and gloom and that doesn't happen and it's better than before, then they're yeah, really screwed. You better, you better, you bet. When I say you love her, you say you better. You better, you better, you bet. When I say I love you, you say you better. You better bet your life. Oh, baby, love is gonna cut you like a knife. To war! Leave none alive! Saruman, Sir Christopher Lee. Yeah. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yeah, we'll be having the Critters 40th anniversary. I've done a review of the movie before. In fact, a long time ago, but that might have been on the old channel that went down during the COVID 2020 Biden purge. I call it the election steal of 2020. So the election steal of 2020 is when the Democrat Party and tech social media platforms all converged to suppress thoughts and opinions about the 2020 election and about COVID-19, SARS-CoV-2 worldwide pandemic, the COVID-19, the coronavirus. Yeah. Yes, I told you that the light goes up and down. Don't you notice how the wheel goes round? And you better pick yourself up from the ground before they bring your curtain down. Badge from that's a song that George Harrison gave Eric Clapton called Badge. It's a particularly good one. I really think, even though the Eric Clapton version is pretty good, yeah, probably like, yeah, I wish George Harrison should have saved that for his own albums. George Harrison wasn't a greedy man, so hence. Yeah, Eric Clapton's still alive and kicking, huh? Even after all that Jack Daniels and shit. Man, all those years of JD, the hard liquor. Oh, Eric Clapton's probably been sober for like 20 years, probably, maybe more. I don't know. Oh, Phil Collins is still alive too. Yeah, his doctors told him to quit drinking because his organs almost all shut down. Yeah. I didn't realize how depressed Phil Collins gets. Yeah, the guy has some major depression problems. I didn't. You wouldn't imagine that because a lot of the songs are like all happy and stuff. But I mean, you could be kind of a depressed person. I think it's like uh, I don't know. Maybe he's just a difficult guy to for like women always dream of like marrying some guy like Phil Collins, but it's like it's probably not a picnic. Yeah, I said the 1980s aren't just dead when Hulk Hogan passes away, but it's got to be the 80s are dead when like Phil Collins and people like that pass away too. Not just Chuck Norris, but well, I guess even though Chuck Norris is kind of involved in the 1980s with Delta Force and Firewalker and all that, he's more like he's more like multi-decade, right? Like 1970s, The Way of the Dragon, Bruce Lee, and then 1980s, uh, Resurgence, and 1990s Flourishing. So hey Barney, I got bit by a cobra, and after 5 days of writhing agony, the cobra finally died. That was funny from Expandables too. Here we go. We gotta give the medication. Yo, be back later probably or something, or just watch movies tonight. God bless. Best of success.